Chapter 3 Knitting Techniques. Another cast-on method. Use the needle pusher to select the desired number of needles to be positioned. Here we're selecting 20 needles. Move the carriage across once to open the needle latches. Then use the needle pusher to move the needles to the position. Pick up the latch tool. And pull the yarn from the yarn feeder slot. Make a slip knot. Open the latch and place the knot on the tool. Tighten the slip knot. Pass the yarn under the first needle on the left. And up between the first and second needles. Then pick up the yarn with your left hand. Push the latch tool forward, so the slip knot moves past the latch onto the needle shaft. Pulls the latch tool back, drawing the yarn through. This creates the first stitch. Move the latch tool back one needle and push it up between the second and third needles. The latch will open automatically. Then yarn over and pull the latch tool down. The second stitch is now cast on. Repeat the cast on, keeping the loops on the needle latches. For the last needle, lift the latch tool and the loop. Place the loop onto the last needle's latch. Pass the yarn under the last needle and the second and thread it into the carriage slot. Pull the closed stitch back over the needle latch. Use the needle pusher to push the stitch to be positioned. Then knit 1 row. Hold the cast on yarn on the left. Hang a claw weight or a heavy weight on the first row. Then continue knitting. This cast-on method is similar to a hand-knitted chain edge cast-on. For using the cast-on edge as the bottom edge, it's a technique. Now I'll introduce some techniques. We must learn for decreasing stitches. To decrease 1 stitch at each end. Decrease 1 stitch on both ends. Use the transfer tool to move the second stitch over the first. Move both stitches to the second needle. Then return the first needle to a position. That's 1 stitch decreased. Repeat on the other side. That's how to decrease 1 stitch at both ends. For areas other than necklines and sleeves, use this 2-stitch decrease. Place the transfer tool over the first and second needles. Move them to the second and third needles. Push the first needle back to a position. That's 2 stitches decreased. Repeat on the other side. That's how to decrease from both ends. To decrease more than 2 stitches, we must start decreasing from the yarn tail. A single decreases can start anywhere. Use the transfer tool to move the second stitch onto the first. Combining them. Then push the first needle back to A and the second needle to D. Butter the yarn around the latch and pull the needle to B. That completes a stitch decrease. Repeat the process. The method is the same on the other side. Move the carriage over. That's how to decrease more than 2 stitches. And increase 1 stitch at a time. Use the transfer tool to push the outermost needle to B. Use the transfer tool to move the stitch to the previously extended needle. Then place the next outermost stitch onto the empty needle. Repeat on the other side. That's how you increase one stitch. To increase by 2 or more stitches, always start from the beginning of the row. Push the needles you're increasing from A to D position. Increase from the inside out. Making sure the yarn is under the last stitch. Set the revel quarter setting lever to plain knit. Knit one row in position I. The left side increase is complete. The increases on the right are the same as on the left. That's how to increase 2 or more stitches on both sides. For ribbing. Ribbing is used for plackets, collars, and cuffs. Generally lower the stitch dial by 2. If the body is knitted on 6, use 4 for the ribbing. Next, we'll cast on with waste yarn. Push the needles to B position. Then move the carriage across and back to align them. Use the 1x1 needle pusher to push every other needle to a position. Take out the cast-on comb and hang the yarn tail on it. Push the last A position needle to B. Reset the row counter and begin. Let's knit 10 rows. With the carriage on the right, cut the waste yarn. Take out the working yarn. Turn the stitch dial down 2 notches to 2. Move the carriage 3 rows. Iron the yarn on the cast-on comb. Use the transfer tool to move the third row loop onto the first row. Push all needles to B position, then knit 15 rows. Starting from the left, knit 1x1 rib. Insert the tappet tool into the first row loop. Push the second needle to D position, then back to A position. Use the transfer tool to hang the loop on the second needle. And that's how we complete one stitch. I'll demonstrate again. Pay close attention to the latch tool. Insert it into the first loop of the knitted row. And push the fourth needle to D. Then push it back to A. The loop will fall off the needle. Next, use the transfer tool to put the loop back onto the needle. Then push the needle back to B. I'll demonstrate again. Insert the latch tool into the first loop of the knitted row. Push the sixth needle to D, then push it back to A. At this point, the stitch comes off the needle. We pull the loop open. And use the tap it tool to pick up each loop one by one. Then use the transfer tool to hang the loops onto the needles. Then push the needles to the B's position. In this way, we have knitted 3 stitches of 1x1 rib. We'll continue in the same way. We follow this method to change all stitches into 1x1 rib stitches. Once we've knitted all the 1x1 rib, next, we will continue to knit the plain stitches. Now we need to increase the stitch dial by 2 increments. To position quarto, since stockinette stitch is looser than 1x1 rib, we'll increase the stitch density by 2 notches. We'll keep knitting. See? That's the difference between 1x1 rib and stockinette stitch.